Alright then guys, so the new ban list is out and hardcore is now at 3, which means that even if you are to get one of them like Banish face down or anything like that, you are going to have another one in the deck. But not just hardcore coming back to 3. Malicious, you may be like, Malicious Yara in Orcust? Yeah, it's dark. Orcust relies on having additional bodies either to go for OTK or to set up a board. So the fact that it's dark doesn't conflict with the deck. And also Armageddon Knight coming back to 2 is actually clutch because it means that we have another starter. So the deck is only going to get that much more consistent, right? Because this deck historically has struggled a lot with like bricky hands, but all this stuff coming out means that it's gonna be a lot more consistent. So, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you guys a little 2-card combo that you guys can use in your games. I know this is using the Horus stuff, and that can be a little bit pricey, but I believe that this is the best variant of Orcust. That's why I'm showcasing it. So, yeah, 2 Armageddon Knight. Remember, this is not a once per turn. Sure, I mean, we're not going to be double summoning this once per turn, but just keep that in mind in case it ever comes up in one of your builds. But this can pitch out, you know, Orcust Nightmare, Skelly, Hardcore. It can pitch out Mali, just depending on what you need. So it can even pitch out Mseti. So many targets that this can pitch out. This is one of the best normal summons in the game. So playing 3 Mali, like I said, multiple bodies. It's a dark, doesn't conflict with the engine. We are playing 1 blessing. We're playing 1 happy, 1 blessing. We're playing 1 of the protection, and we are playing 3 Mseti. Mseti is what kind of gets the whole Horus engine going. We're playing 3 gear, so this is a starter. Multiple bodies, so you definitely gonna want access to gear suit. Remember that the effect to send is either on normal or special summon, so even if you special summon this off of your hardcore, you can still dump, so keep that in mind. So we are playing the 1 brass bombard. It kind of sucks that Link Kuribo got banned because you know, sometimes you normal summon out bombard, go into the Link Kuribo, then you banish it, special summon out like a Orcust Nightmare from your hand. So sure, we can play the relinquished anime, and you can play the relinquished anime, whatever, a relinquished anima, yeah. But I prefer Link Spider because you can also use the token, the Gearsuit token, and also the Nibiru token. In case you ever get Nibiru, you can use the Nibiru token for the Link Spider. So it's up to preference though. So Orcust Brass anima is better with Orcust Brass Bombard, but that's about it. So we're playing 2 Skelly. The second one comes up clutch. 3 is overkill, but 2 is just a sweet spot. Of course, 3 Hardcore, the main guy of the deck. 3 Orcust Nightmare. Yeah, like I said, 1 protection, 1 World Wand, mandatory. You can play a second one, but you can kind of brick. But there are certain instances, like if you have 1 in hand, you dump 1 from deck, then you can special summon it so you get an extra body like that. But I don't think it justifies running the second one. 1 Foolish Burial because we want to mill Hardcore. 3 Droplet can help you pitch your Malis, your Hardpores, your Nightmares from hand. Clutch card plus. Boards are going to be a little bit easier to break now that Baron and Savage are gone. So very good board breaker. 3 King Sarcophagus because even just opening this is a starter because that way you can like pitch out 2, send 2 Horus monsters, then go into the vampires, the zombie vampire, you know, overlay, and then mill 8 cards, 4 and 4. And then more than likely you're gonna like build like a Hardcore or like a Orcust Nightmare. So even by itself plus the cards to discard is a starter itself. So we want to help unbreak this deck, right? So that's one of the ways to unbreak this deck. We're playing 1 Babel because you have to mix your Link Orcust monsters and your Orcust monsters in graveyard quick effects. So keep that in mind. 3 Orchestrator Return is Pot of Greed plus it helps you unbreak like by sending your Nightmares and stuff like that from hand. 1 Rhoda to search Armageddon Knight, another start of the deck. 3 Imperm, clutch card, and 1 Crescendo. We are citing 2 more Crescendos because historically I've only played 1 Crescendo, but a lot of the times I'm like, I wish I had another Crescendo in deck because it's an Omni Negate that's searchable, right? So why wouldn't we want to play that, right? Like, wouldn't you play 3 Judgment, right? If you're playing like a stun deck or something, yeah. So a searchable counter trap card sounds pretty good, right? So whenever we get to go first, might as well just side in another one. So, or in matches that you know they're gonna last a long time. 3 barrier because Tenpai, Branded, and a lot of decks that only use one summoning mechanic are gonna be popular. So you're gonna want to have this in your side deck. 3 Twin Twisters to pitch out cards that you need to pitch out. 1 Feather Harpies. 3 Nibiru. The cool trick that you can do with Nibiru is that you can do Chainlink 1, you can do Chainlink 1 Nibiru, and if you have Babel during your opponent's turn, like if you have Babel, you can chain either Hardpour, you can chain Orchestrated Nightmare, and now that you're locked into Darks, the Nibiru won't summon out, but you're still going to tribute everything on the field, so it's a little cool trick that you need to learn with Nibiru and Orcust. It was very popular back in the day, so that way they don't get a token, Nibiru doesn't summon, but you still tribute the whole field, so cool trick that you can learn. 3 Ash against Branded and decks like that. Now for the extra deck, we are playing 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Longirsu can help you shuffle back your machines, 1 Link Spider for the Nibiru token or for the token that Girsu gives you, 1 IP Masquerena. A lot of the times you kind of want to end up on IP Masquerena, that way you can go into SP Little Knight. 2 Galatea, the third one sometimes comes up and you can run it, but the extra deck is already pretty tight. 1 Dark Clutch card in this deck, 1 Clara and Rushka. You might be wondering, why are we playing this? It's because we can if you go in second, you can normal summon out Orcust Hardpour and then just link summon it into Clara Rushka. It says it takes 1 normal summon or set monster, cannot be link summoned except during the main phase 2. So usually if you open like only Hardpour and a lot of hand traps, that's a brick. But if you're going second during main phase 2, you can normal summon this and then link summon into the Clara Rushka. So, and then you activate effect and you keep going from there. 1 Boral Sword, this is better than Access Code in this deck because we don't really have a lot of attributes, if you haven't noticed, on our extra deck. So, and this is an easy OTK. This plus Ding is OTK. 1 Zombie Vampire for the Horus cards. 1 Typhon. Clutch is dark also, so even if you're dark locked, you can keep going. 1 number 90, this can help you play around Nibiru. 1 number 1, this is cool to looking at your opponent's extra deck. And 2 Dingirsu. The third one sometimes comes up, but the fact that you can only special summon Dingirsu once per turn, and then you can special summon from the graveyard, so I think 2 is just the sweet spot. So I'm gonna show you guys a little like 2-card combo that if you're gonna play this deck, you're gonna be doing this combo a lot. So it would start out with, I'll show you guys right now, the 2 best cards of the deck. So it'll be something like Girsu and Mseti, and then we're just gonna grab some random cards that don't really matter what they are. So right here you kind of want to decide like what do you want to start out with, but you can start out with Girsu effect, you know, I'll probably just send a copy of the Hardpour. Then right here, we want to summon our token. Now we activate Mseti effect, pitching out a random card. Go ahead and grab a copy of the King Sarcophagus. And then we're going to draw a random card. So we're just going to add this. So we draw a card. Now right here, what we're going to do is activate King Sarcophagus, pitch the random card that we drew if we don't need it, and go ahead and send a Horus monster. So we're going to go ahead and send... we can go ahead and send, where's Happy at? Where is Happy at? Is he hiding? There we go. We can send Happy. Now right here, what we can do is we can go ahead and special summon out Mseti, special summon out Happy. This 4 summons, by the way. So for the 5th summon, you can go ahead and go into the number 90. I will probably put it here because Relinquish Enema might become more popular, so you don't want to put it here or here, but then what we can do here is you have a couple of options. You can either keep going with your King Sarcophagus stuff, or you can start doing your Orcust stuff. So let's just say, for example, we're gonna keep going with this King Sarcophagus stuff. Like we have a cards in the hand that we want to get rid of. So we're gonna go ahead and pitch out another one. We can pitch out the Blessing. We can activate the effect again to send another one. We can go ahead and send the Protection. So now we can go ahead and special summon out Protection, special summon out Blessing, and over here we can go ahead and overlay for a copy of the Infection Busking effect. When this card is XYZ summoned, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and send 1 card from it to the graveyard. So And it's pretty cool because this is kind of like a mind hacker. Mind hacker is currently legal because it used to look at your opponent's extra deck and just banish one. So this is basically like mind hacker in today's day and age. So if your opponent is running like a one-off, like if you're going up against Dragon Link and they only have one striker dragon because it's limited, you can just go ahead and send that to the graveyard. And then during the standby phase, during your standby phase, you can attach one card from your opponent's graveyard to this card's material. So it's another interruption, right? In case they wanted to keep that. So right here, what we can do here is before we use any Orcust stuff, we can go ahead and go into Link Spider because the Orcust stuff locks you into dark. So we can go into Link Spider because it's an earth, and now we can start using, you know, Orcust stuff. So right here, we can go ahead. Oh, we forgot to give a token to our opponent, but yeah, it doesn't matter where the token is. So we can go ahead and activate Harpour, special summon out the Orcust Nightmare. And then right here, we can just go ahead and link it off. We can go ahead and link it off for the IP Masquerena because it needs effect monster. So that's why we can't really use the token. So, and then right here, we can go ahead and activate the effect, targeting the number 90. Doesn't matter what we target. We can go ahead and send a copy of the World Wand. World Wand effect, go ahead and banish itself. We can go ahead and target the Harpour. And right here, we can go ahead and activate Galatea effect to go ahead and shuffle back the World Wand. You kind of want to shuffle back the World Wand, that way you have it in the deck. And we can go ahead either Crescendo for a counter trap card, but right here I kind of want to go for the Babel. So we're gonna go ahead and place Babel because Babel lets you get advantage during the opponent's turn. Against back row matchups, you might want to do Crescendo. It just depends like what back row or control matchup it is. So then right here, we can go ahead and go into the Dingirsu. Dingirsu is going to go ahead and attach the Orcust Nightmare from the banish pile. So right here, what we can do here is we can go into IP Masquerena. We can just go ahead and send those. So yeah, right here, we already ripped a card from the opponent's extra deck. And then we have Babel, so that means that we can play during the opponent's turn. We have IP Masquerena, so IP Masquerena. So now it gets to the opponent's turn. They try to do something. We can IP Masquerena and go ahead and use. Doesn't matter what we use. We can go ahead and use the Busking if we want to. We can go into SP Little Knight, banish one of their cards. Then we have another negate for number 90, detached an opponent's negate. Then we have the Orcust Nightmare, can go ahead and target probably the SP Little Knight, that way it doesn't get beat over. And we can go ahead and send the Symbol, then Symbol effect. If they summon something else, we can activate the effect, targeting the Dingirsu, special summon out Dingirsu. Dingirsu effect to non-target, send a card on the field, so we can send another card. So, and then if they try doing something else, we can do SP Little Knight, banish till the end of the phase. So it's a very, very, very explosive deck, right? Like it plays during both players' turn, right? So it's kind of similar to Fluanderies, but with special summons that you can play during either player's turn. So you don't necessarily have to go for Dingirsu. Like let's say that the opponent is like, you know what, I want to pass, and so you don't feel like sending anything with Dingirsu. Instead of summoning Dingirsu with Symbol, you can go ahead and special summon out the Galatea, right? Galatea with Symbol. And then during their end phase, we can go ahead and activate Galatea to go ahead and put back probably Symbol. Doesn't really matter which one, honestly. And we can go ahead and set the Crescendo. That way we start out our turn with a counter trap card that's live because we control an Orcust Link monster. So, and then we can just kind of like OTK from there because we have Harp in graveyard. We have so much follow-up. So we can go ahead and go into Boral Sword and just kind of like end the game from there, right? So yeah, just cool things that you can do with this deck. Is a very explosive deck. Let me know what you guys think. But as always, guys, this was Yara here, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.